Hey you guys, thank you for watching. Welcome back
to another video.
It is actually our 1-year anniversary today, so we're actually celebrating with
A special
yes,
video
of all our love story details. For those of you that do not know, we actually were in a long distance relationship, and we're just gonna give you all the details of how we made it work, the struggle in the long distance, and all that good stuff.
And what we mean by a long distance relationship is not like a regular long distance relationship, like she went off to college and we had a long distance relationship. No, we actually met online. We never knew each other.
And what he means by online, social media.
Social media. So we never physically met. So that's kind of the story that we kind of want to tell you guys about. Some of you guys know a little bit of it, and some of you guys that know us don't even know that part. So in this video, we're gonna let you guys know how we made it work and a little bit of our relationship. We probably won't go all crazy in depth.
No.
But I think it's gonna still be juicy enough to know some of our insight of our love story.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start?
Pretty much how it started.
I would say this was in 2012. So it was 2012.
It
was 2012. We're still kind of debating as to where, but we know it started around the summertime.
No, the end of the summer.
The end of the summer. Okay, but she actually was the one that hit me up.
I took the initiative, girls.
Yes,
okay?
you see, I'm gonna tell you.
Gotta do it.
I'm gonna tell you why. Cause see, I was a little popular type of kid, you know.
Oh.
So in 2012, for those of you guys that don't know, and if you do know, at that time I was actually focused in doing music. I was very deep into, you know, my little artist self and doing music, writing music, recording music. And where were you in 2012?
I was in Rockford. I just finished up high school.
Rockford is in Chicago?
It's in Illinois, actually.
Illinois,
sorry.
Rockford,
Illinois, right outside of Chicago, 2 hours away from Chicago. So I was taking a couple courses at the community college over there. The reason why I even hit this full up was just because I love California and I wanted to make friends in California because I eventually wanted to move out there for sure.
In other words, I was your
goal.
meal ticket.
Yes.
I was your meal ticket,
Pretty
bro.
much.
I'm finding out I was a meal ticket. But yes, she hit me up. She hit me up on, I say it was Twitter, but she's saying it was Instagram.
I remember the exact thing. It was on Instagram. I slid in your DM, bro. And I was like, let's go to Vegas and get married or some shit like that. I don't remember exactly.
Who wouldn't want to go to Vegas and get married with me? You know what I mean? At that time, I was like, man, this little groupie. But, you know, she did say that. And I remember writing back. We engaged in conversation. And then I click into her Instagram or Twitter, whatever it was, and I was like, man, this girl's kind of hot. Like, this girl is trying to get married with my ass. It's kind of hot. So that just was the beginning of it. I think we just continue writing back and forth.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Weeks went by. I'll tell her, hey, I got this new song. Check it out. So we just kind of started a friendship at that point, and then I do remember we continued to message back and forth very frequently, actually. And then that's when I realized, hey, we're talking a lot. How about you just, here's my number. And I gave her my cell phone number.
I don't know if you give me your number or if I give you my number. I think
One of us
for mine.
Yeah, no, maybe. I might have asked for the number. She's right.
We changed phone numbers regardless, and then we got a little bit more.
Yeah, we started texting
all the time.
So this is how it went down. We started texting on a daily basis, and then I remember one Sunday I was bored out my mind, and I was already texting with her a lot that I decided to call her.
So you called because you were bored?
I was a little bored that Sunday. I'm not gonna lie. But I wanted to talk to you though. I did want to talk to you. So I remember calling her and she didn't answer, but she called me she said, I'll call you right back. By this, we were already talking a lot. So we already had established like the norms. Like I knew her name. I knew what she was about. I know what she was doing on a daily basis. Yeah.
I would hope so.
She called me back, and that's the first time I heard her voice. So you gotta remember that we were just texting and I just knew pictures, so I could have been catfished this whole time. up to this point, even with the voice. But yeah, we started talking, and then from there we went
like
to
a normal, like everyday Skyping, FaceTime thing.
this is where it
Actually,
gets
no,
super
FaceTime
intense.
wasn't even invented yet.
No, it wasn't invented.
Was
we
it?
were using Skype. We weren't doing FaceTime. We were doing Skype. So that's where like I think our relationship took a turn where we were Skyping, we were talking, texting, and then when we both had the chance, when we were both home, we was Skype. So we
were
was Skype.
Skyping and like falling asleep like while on Skype videos
Yeah,
together.
yeah, that is weird. Yeah. So to go a little bit more into that, because I think this is very critical. There were times that it was a different time zone because I lived in Los Angeles. She lived out there in Illinois, so it was like 2-hour time difference. And I remember there were times that it was late and we had to go to sleep, and I would leave the computer in my bed open. And she would do the same thing. And we would wake up like in the morning, like I had to go to work, I had to go to school, whatever what I was doing. And it was like, dude, I gotta let you go. I'm gonna go about my day. And that became very normal to us at least. But when I would tell people, they thought like, dude, you guys are weird. But we were, I guess you would say, we were just so obsessed. And even up to this point, we had never met
no.
physically. We talked about it, but it just never happened.
Yeah, and then we planned it once.
We planned it. It didn't work.
It was like for your birthday or something like that. It
didn't work.
Happen.
So that was already, 5 months in? What you're talking about? Because we met like in July, or when we started talking in July. My birthday's in January, so that's...
No, it was months in.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. We never met, and that's, I guess you would say, the sweet part of the whole relationship, talking and engaging. But it definitely wasn't always, a smooth road for us. We definitely hit some speed bumps, I think, like everybody else would.
Well, one of the reasons why for me to meet him in January for your birthday, we were supposed to go to Vegas, which is funny.
Boy,
One of the reasons why basically I couldn't go is because I have a very strict family. I was raised Arab Muslim, so that kind of was like one of the issues that we had in terms of that, because in my culture or whatnot, it's kind of it's frowned upon to see a girl with a non-Muslim Arab guy, so I had to keep it on the down low with my family and whatnot. So if I was gonna be like, oh, I'm flying to Vegas, there's gonna be so many questions asked. It wasn't like, I didn't have an open relationship
we
with
definitely
my family
tried.
like that. But yeah,
we tried.
I was gonna sneak around and do something, but that shit went to fail.
Yeah,
and you
failed.
paid so much money for like.
I remember paying.
Who was paying for my flight? You were paying for everything.
Well, I was going to Vegas that weekend with my friends, but you were gonna get there before they got there, so.
Yeah.
I got there to Vegas earlier because that's what we thought I was gonna meet her for the first time. So obviously the hotel and then her flight ticket. So that went to waste. So I think and I think that's kind of when our relationship started. We weren't even to say that we were like physically together like that. I can't really say that, but I think that's when our relationship got bumpy, because I think right after. I think it's when your family found out a little bit more.
Found out about him
and it just became hard. A lot of questions happened. I started questioning things like, man, you know what? This is crazy what we're doing. I don't think this is gonna work. I think we definitely went through some hard roads at that point in time. But I think the big thing is that we just kind of continued. I feel like we continue to go about our business and continue to work on our relationship and try to figure it out. I remember we spoke, and this is how we're gonna do it, and hopefully this is what works.
I even made the plan to because we have to get approval from your parents for said men to come into your life. So I even had like the plan of him like calling my father up and like, ask pretty much just to keep in contact with me.
Boy, I was doing it. Oh man, I learned how to speak a little bit of it. I was definitely swinging because I definitely wanted to make it work. I mean, we hadn't met yet, but I knew
there was some sort of like instant electricity in that.
Yeah,
like we just we had.
Yeah, right? We clicked. We liked the music. We had like a really good relationship, and I think at that time, I remember for me, at least speaking for myself, she was someone, a specific person that I know I needed in my life at that time being. Like, it was just different. I remember, yeah, it was different. I definitely wanted to make it work, so I was trying everything from speaking to the parents, from I remember you even said, let's just wait till I finish, school and maybe work, and then we'll smooth you into the family and see maybe.
Wait, tell them about when you called my father.
I remember I called your dad, and the dad at that time, I remember he answered, I'm your daughter's friend. I want to, talk to her. This and that. Homeboy told me she was getting married
to someone
else. So I just, what do I say at that point in time? Like, what do I say? It's just like, okay, like she's getting married. Did I believe it? Probably not. But it was just, hey, dude.
No,
like,
we had an argument.
Well, I remember having an argument. I remember saying, like, dude, this is not gonna work. Like, your family's just not gonna accept me or accept us, and to sit there and say, let's just hope that this works. I started becoming more realistic about the situation, and
so this is kind of February already. By the time
this is
this
February.
February
This definitely was February, and that's when you were going to Virginia.
Yes, my dad got a job offer over there, so I had moved to Virginia with my father, which was even a long further away.
Yeah, for sure.
But this was kind of February, end of February. By then it was kind of hard, and we weren't kind of seeing an end result, especially with the whole my dad completely shutting you down. So
and we weren't even talking like that no more. I think that we both noticed, like, if we don't do something about it now, then
it's not gonna happen.
It's just
and it was solely more on my part because I was trying, bro. I
was trying. I remember I was looking at jobs out there. I was obsessed, bro. I was obsessed or something. But I remember we were just trying everything. Like, how do we make it work? And I think that's when you decided, like, you know what?
Yeah, I felt like I was stuck, and I wasn't gonna make this happen by sitting there and doing nothing and just waiting around and hoping that things would work out. So I literally took the plunge, and I was like, 2 days prior, it was March 4th, 2 days prior, I was like, hey, get me a plane ticket. I want to move.
Yeah. And I remember saying, like, dude, are you sure? Like, hold on. Like, then that's when she said that. I remember telling myself, like, oh shit, dog, like, it's about to get real. Like, hold on. So I kind of started getting cold feet a little bit. Like, are you sure this isn't that? I mean, we didn't plan anything. So we kind of researched it a little bit more, and I thought about it. I mean, at that point in time, I was living with my mom, and put it this way, my mom just never knew me for being the guy to be in relationships, so she barely met anybody that I dated. So for me to go up to my mom and say, hey, look, I'm talking to this person she doesn't even know about this person at that time. It's like, she wants to come out here and live. Like, can she come out here and live with us and let us figure it out, and so on and so on. And one of the cool things about my mom is just a relationship that I've always had with her. And I mean, she probably took 2 seconds to think, and she was just like, you're old enough, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. And that from there on, I went ahead and booked the ticket, and I booked it with insurance, because I'm like, maybe she's gonna cancel on my ass again. And next thing you know, by the next day, it's like next day or two.
No, you actually booked the ticket the day of.
Because I wasn't sure if she was gonna come. I booked the ticket the same day.
Which was like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Everyone in my house was gone, so I kind of just took off and left.
So for sure. So I didn't encourage this. I didn't encourage none of it.
You didn't really know what was going on. I just told him, book a ticket, I want to move.
And I went ahead and booked a ticket, and next thing you know, she's flying out here. I mean, obviously it's hard to get a ticket the same day that's going from Virginia to LA, so it was a lot of stops in between. And then I needed to go pick her up at 9 o'clock at night at LAX, and I go to LAX by myself. I didn't even go with anybody, and I remember driving up there, waiting and being nervous, and like, I didn't even tell my best friend this was happening. I don't think anybody knew but my mom and my little sister maybe, but nobody knew. And she gets here, and she's coming down the little electronic steps, and And obviously I knew what she looked like because we were Skyping, and that's our first time officially
Actually
meeting in person. And was it awkward? Hell yeah, it was awkward because we just
so
we were so
awkward.
fluent with each other through Skype and everything, and we
It's
had
like,
like
how
a
do you
dope
act in person?
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, yeah, I was lost for words, and it was awkward maybe for a date, but I think from there on, it just the plane took off, and to sit here and speak about our relationship and speak about being together for 5 years in an actual relationship, just me and you, and then going and getting married, it's kind of unbelievable, man, for real. Don't you think?
It is. And for all the struggle that we went through.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we're telling you this story in
no, it's very condensed.
In a condensed,
details. I think me personally, I'm gonna go into my struggles because I'm the one who actually had the struggle and actually being in a relationship or with my family or even coming over here. So there's gonna be another side of this story definitely told on my part. But with that being said, we haven't been together for 5 years, baby.
Well, we were together. We were together from 2014, 15, 16, 17.
Well, technically
18.
2012.
Yeah, about 5. We got but 5 years. That's 5 years.
Is it?
Yeah. So I mean, 5 years that we lived together because she flew. Remember, she flew out here, and we lived together from the minute she got here till obviously now, and 5 years, and we get married. And I think if there's just anything to say and any suggestions or any tips, I just think that if you are in a long distance relationship yourself, I just think it's you would know if it's gonna work or not from the start. I don't think obviously it's it's a gamble. It might work, it might not, but I think at least from my perspective, it's I just knew that I was in love with this person. I knew that I could live with this person. So it was just very naturally upon me where I knew it would work. We just had to obviously make it work and put time and effort like every relationship. But I just knew that, it's just a feeling, I guess, that you just know is gonna work. I mean, I never thought it wasn't gonna work. Obviously, we argued through the time being, we fought, and there was bumps through our actual relationship, but
as in every relationship.
But that'll be my only tip. Obviously, if this is a person you love, this is someone that you are into, and
you'll feel it.
You'll figure it out, and you're gonna
do. It's actually the right person. You feel it.
Yeah. And look at us now. We're married.
Yes.
For 1 year.
1 year.
And we hope we have many more. But
if you guys have any questions,
let us know, man.
More details.
Do you have Do you have any suggestions for any girls if they are in a relationship? How?
Any suggestions?
What can they
do?
Like
I said, you could just feel it. It's hard being in a long distance relationship period with the whole trust issue thing, but you just have to trust the person, especially if you love the person that much. Just trust them wholeheartedly. It doesn't matter what happened in your past, or
you better hope it works.
And just hope that it works and give it your all. And I mean, sometimes it doesn't work, sometimes it does. Thankfully, in our case, it worked, and I'm completely, utterly happy that it did. I wouldn't want it any other way, honestly.
I mean, there's been times that I told her, I want to buy your tickets so you could take your ass back home. But those are just normal fights, and we're sitting here telling you a true story about our particular long-distance story, and we're married, and those of you guys that know us, we thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have done for us,
Definitely.
Specifically people that we know personally that helped our relationship, because there was people,
specifically your mom. I literally want to thank your mom, because she just took me in as if I was literally
my mom don't speak any English.
She doesn't speak English, but I love the hell out of this woman, because she literally took me in,
and she don't speak any Spanish.
I could have been a thief, and I don't speak Spanish yet. I could have been a thief and just stole all the money and ran off.
Well, shit, there ain't no money at home. There ain't no money.
She didn't know me whatsoever, and then she would get me lunch money for work and stuff like that.
When she first got here, because you gotta think about it. She got here, she ain't had a job, and she had to start from scratch, not knowing anybody here, finding a job.
It was super hard. So like I said, we're gonna go in detail about that, but I just want to shout out to his mom.
My mom would give you lunch money,
and all of our love and supporters and everyone out there.
With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. We wanted to make sure we made this video in our anniversary day and let you guys know, and just trust and love. And if you are in our shoes, don't give up, I would say. And if you have any questions in general regarding the topic, let us know, and we will give you more in-depth information about our relationship or what did we do in certain situations. We definitely want to help you and your relationship out. Happy anniversary, man.
Thank you guys.
See
Bye.